I have to say that's the most iconic painting that I've ever come across by Francis Newton Sousa. Painted in 1955. It pretty much has everything that Sousa was about. It's his landscape, it's his still life, it's his nude, it's his priest, and it all comes together as almost like an autobiography.
Hello, this is Richard Moraes, the editor of BARRON'S Penta. I'm standing at Christie's at the moment in front of a fantastic example of contemporary Indian art. We spoke to Deepanjana Klein, the international head of modern and contemporary sales at Christie's, and we asked her to explain to us what's going on in the contemporary and modern Indian art scene.
When we understand modern and contemporary, we've divided it based on Bengal school, the progressive artists. So Bengal school was more pre-independence, and progressive is just as India becomes independent, and it's a new birth. It's like a renaissance, and yet the style is more about identity, it's more about the self, it's more about finding a language of your own, and that's what the progressives believed in. When we talk about modernists, we are talking about artists who are working pre-independence and post-independence. For example, let's say Francis Newton Sousa or Maqbool Fida Hussain. So these were artists who were inspired by a lot of artists who were also working in Bombay, and they were inspired to explore the Western world. When we talk about contemporary, what we generally mean are the younger group that came out into the art world in the 80s. And there were artists like Atul Dodia, Anju Dodia, Subodh Gupta, Bharti Kher, who were, I would say, who could be considered as the first generation of what we understand as contemporary Indian or contemporary South Asian art. It's an excellent Bharti Kher. What's interesting is it's a beautiful silver, bright painting, which doesn't always translate well in any kind of impression. One has to stand in front of it and see how grand it is. And if you get closer, it's not just her little bindis, but they're all arrows. And it's like a forest. It's like a forest in flame. There's so much movement. I think there's also anger, very forceful, just like the artist herself. So the plan for next year is very exciting. What we as a team at Christie's want to do is go out there and find new talents. Go to Pakistan, go to Sri Lanka, go to Bangladesh, India, and find these talents and launch them. That's the plan for 2016.